overall, and looking great doing so. Better Than You is going to have to tighten things up moving forward.
Yeah, I have to say, Better Than You did a pretty good job of stemming the bleeding a bit after they lost so horribly. You know, you wouldn't have expected them to be even close to in the match at all. At one point, I believe the score was about 400-0, as you're seeing just how badly they got outfought. Mo with a perfect 10-0. We shouted it out. Gusada Mago himself with a 10-1. And then just, I mean, all across the board on the side of Black Jackals, everyone playing so well.
Yeah, I mean, literally the whole team's got MVP numbers there. It's and you said it. I think it's kind of crazy that BTU did have a couple of minutes there where they were within 100 points, but it was that soft point lead that we saw. So you're holding the point and it feels close. As soon as your opponent grabs the point, it flips back and you're like 200.
Yeah, I mean, in my matchmaking games, when the match starts like that, 2 players immediately drop. So Better Than You, they did an amazing job of getting back out onto the map. You know, there's definitely some fight in these guys, even though they got so outperformed. If they're able to tie up these team fights a little bit and just perform a little bit crisper, I think that they can definitely take it.
Yeah, just tighten up, play a little bit crisper. It's hard for me to say, like, Mo didn't die. He just 10 kills, making rotations. It's like, yeah, I can play a little bit tighter, but at some point we're going to have to be starting to get some kills.
Yeah, really, it all started out with that initial fight. It was just won so hard by Black Jackals. It's hard to really say exactly what the partners won. Maybe just a little bit of miscommunication or not dodging when they could have been so heavy. They did so much damage even early on. They won the fight so fast that they're able to just rotate into teams super fast. So just never really gave up control of the game after that. I think, though, it is time for map number 2. We got the map review with Vivid Knots.
Oh boy, now we're gonna ruin the tranquility of Temple Garden. So Temple Garden, a map we see plenty of times in the EU side. It is very similar to Overwatch in the sense there is a lot of priority initially on the C point and B point, but we did see some teams try and run for this A point and capture it to get those early points, especially if they're the team losing on that initial C point. I think what Better Than You needs to do this map is to basically silence Mo. I feel like they need to shut down Mo, and if they can shut down Mo, they'll have a good chance of trying to win a map from Black Jackals.
Well, shutting down Mo, see if that's the trick, if that's what they have to do. Then So Hinky says they have to tighten up as a team with enough. They need to get Mo, crush him, destroy his spirits, not let him start snowballing and getting his tier 4 feet unlocked 3 minutes into the game. I mean, when you can phalanx your whole team, basically at the point where you're starting the snowball, I don't even know how you do it.
Yeah, I think, honestly, Naz hit on something really important. Obviously, Mo was playing so well, and that might just be a matchup thing. That might be something where they try and isolate him a little bit more, make sure that Shinobi's hitting them. You know, that Sickle Rain gank on a character that just plays to dodge a lot is very potent because of the undodgeable version of Sickle Rain. Obviously, that can lead into, like, guard break nicks and stuff like that, so it ends up being a lot harder for the JJ to fight if there's a Shinobi around just trying to make sure that he can't really do what he wants to do. That being said, obviously JJ's got tools that he can use to avoid him, and honestly, Black Jackals, if they can find a way to not get Mo isolated, I think they're going to have it in the bag because these guys are so sharp.
Yeah, and it was Will Leonard that was playing the Shinobi, if I remember correctly. But moving in here, this is going to be fun. We got some Raider action, and you really got to bring it out here. Better Than You looked out. If I don't see it here, I'm going to give up on it and switch over to be a Black Jackals fan.
I respect it. Immediately abandoning ship. You know, sometimes it's what you got to do when you see the water flooding in the bottom. You throw your bucket away. You say, "Hey, this bucket's not doing anything," and you bail out.
Yeah, fail. Let's see, though. I mean, I'd love to see a little bit of a shake-up here and surprises as we move forward into this one. But no surprises here with our early rotation, 3v3 over in C. Looks like B was capped by Black Jackals and A capped by Better Than You. So a little bit interesting how they decided to split up on that first and initial rotation. I'm going to be watching the view over here from Verdonis. He's just getting absolutely chopped up destroyed up against the edge of these tree roots. Blast Revenge is going to be triggered off. Now we'll go take a view over Will Lynn's shoulders, over Mio's shoulder. Now, who had the Revenge triggered off. This will be timing out in just a second here. But looking to go back on the Will Lynn, not able to quite connect on it, getting just kicked in the face. This guy, he had no teeth left, and just getting kicked in the face over and over. But look at these low health bars. This is just the prime time when you want to be throwing some zones, just connecting on multiple people here. Black Jackals, they're going to lose one, they're going to lose two. It looks like they're possibly going to lose three here. As low, Willin trying to dance around, but he can't get out of there. And Mo's incredibly low, but it's only going to take one flight, one knockback for him to go down here. Mo stays alive, just throwing blows, not playing with fear, but at the end of the day, better than you pick. 8 hands.
I'm really surprised, honestly, that BTU was able to take that fight so convincingly towards the end there, because it was Duty, I think, that rotated into A to get that quick rotation back over to C once they capped it. And of course, they've been collecting those points this entire time. The strategy ended up paying off because the late rotation from Duty is what allowed them to close out the fight.
Speaking of Duty, it's going to be chopped down by Will Lynn on the Shinobi, able to get one kill, make that 2, do a backflip, and come on forward as his team just punches up better than you, like a little Scooby snack. What seemed to be a powerhouse in the first engagement, just
Hold it indeed, and I think the respawns just came in too fast for better than you to heal on the C point. That's what can happen when that fight is so prolonged. And shoutouts to Mo once again, able to stall just enough time. They were not able to get that heal off. Ultimately, it was Black Jackals flooding back into the point and taking it over. So now the fighting breaks back out onto B.
Gordon's knocked back, gonna go ahead and rethink how he wants to approach this fight. Sadamago, nice damage applied there. He's gonna go for another one. That's Duty that's gonna be knocked back, taking massive chunk damage. Sadamago low on stamina, but waits for that to easily refill back up before re-engaging. Just doing 360s here. He kind of like target swapping with a dodge. You see, he's just very quickly moving from one hero onto the next. Will Lynn, you can hear the bell ringing in there. Duty's knocked up. Will Lynn being able to get the kill, but it's actually killed by the ally of Duty. He's trying to get back. Will go down to the minions, but Will Lynn credited for that.
Willin doing a good job of pursuing, making sure that he can't get away, and kind of really forcing him to take that route through the minions ultimately is what got him. But Willin now going to get caught in that guard break mix, is able to dodge that external. I thought that heavy might hit him, but he's able to dodge it. Lands the unblockable sickle rain, goes for the kick mix up, and that is going to be a kill. Will Lynn with the clutch, going to get the execution as well. And I have to imagine he's now going to go reinforce C, but it is unfortunately going the way of BTU right now. Looks as though they're just trying to stall up on the Raider. No, gets caught from behind. But here we see the rest of... Oh, actually, Willin is going to get caught by Duty, it looks like, in the middle after that execution. So not going to be able to reinforce his squad. Really good job from Duty off of the respawn, making sure that backup can't come in.
Yeah, and now Duty looking for the rotation, while Gordonis is the one that's going to be falling down on the C point. Mo looking to have an impact, but this is Duty showing up right at the time that he didn't have any stamina. So now Duty able to just give him the old 1-2. And it looks like better than you has an opening to take Black Jackals, but as I say that, it's Jasu moving back in, so they're just kind of stalled on their respawn timers, and it means that people just keep flooding in off of the respawns. It means this is just really a back and forth matchup until someone gets this strong advantage in this team fight and wins it fast.
If you look at the point totals here, it is basically dead even. The closest match we've really seen all day. That external coming through is going to be dodged. Really good job there to avoid all that damage, but Will Lynn's going to eat a guard break and quite a bit of damage off of that. But one more touch is going to mean that he gets revenge here, so this is a little bit of an awkward spot for BTU. That is going to be the kill, though, landing that guard break, and now Mo going to have to do what Mo does, trying to stall as long as he can, but going to get guard broken out of that dodge heavy. The sickle rain's going to come through. This is going to be death right here off of the kick. Excellently executed there by BTU. And now things are going to become a little awkward for Black Jackals as they are trying to get back out onto the map with one of these respawns taking forever.
Yeah, I'm going to go with this, not a little awkward, but really awkward. With the Shugo over here up against Pilker, you'd like to see him getting some more damage off. And, 60% health They have to combo him up. They have to get this kill in the next 30 seconds or so. Unfortunately, Revenge triggered off. There's no way around it. They're going to go ahead and play through it. The damage was connected. Give me a heavy. He'll just give him the headbutt. Nice parry there by Pilker, continuing to buy time for his team. He's got no health to work with, but Duty doing a little bit of healing for him. Pilker still alive. Headbutt will get the kill from Kusatamago. Switching over to Duty. Shinobi in a 1v2. He's going to get his back adjusted as well. Duty very low, and they'll get the kill. It's using critical health there. Nice plays by Black Jackals. Will seal the deal on A, but still in a point deficit as Better Than You controls C.
Yeah, it was just that awkwardness of the respawn that causes them to be a bit behind in points right now, but really, really well executed on those ganks with the Shugoki. It's just so hard to avoid. If you have to even counter guard break once, you're basically locked into losing like 80% of your life. Very well executed by Blackjack.
Looking in towards B here. It's really, it always feels awkward when it's of the lane, and you're just not on your own side. But Duty, he's fighting with some minions to his back as Mo pressures on forward. They're not able to secure the deal. Oh, look at that, coming out of left field, Will in. So fast on that Shinobi, and just rotates and gets on the edge of you so quickly. Great job. They give him the old 1, 2, 3. 2 executes. There's the respawn. 2 heroes dead for Better Than You. Another 10 seconds, giving Black Jackals the opportunity to go heal up and basically, you know, time to think about where do we even want to rotate on the map. We can do whatever we want.
Wilson has been performing so well in these team fight scenarios with his target swaps. He comes out of nowhere with a lot of these picks to close out the damage needed to finish a lot of these fights. Really well played from here and there, even shooting through the enemy minions to make sure you confirm that kill onto Duty, not allowing Duty to get away, and now they're just going to hold mid and A, it looks like. They finally got the point advantage back on their side, but unfortunately Kusatamago finding himself in a really awkward position here, forced to pop the Juggernaut. Is going to land a nice guard break into heavy there. Pops the tier 4. Now this could be really bad for BTU. If they lose this fight, this might just be the game here. Nice parry there. Oh, the wall is going to block the hit from Kusatamago. Once again, just really awkward positioning here as he does so much minion damage as well. Gonna pop off the Revenge, and now being forced to just retreat over to C, or to A, but it looks as though someone on the side of Black Jackals, realizing that a lot of the attention is played in the middle, is gonna just go cap C.
Oh my goodness, and they've got the kills. Will Lin taking down Pilker. Mayo falling down as well. He gets heals off the back of that execute. Heals up on C, and that's Black Jackals. Just in the moment, the most critical moment of the entire game, taking huge fights and putting Better Than You into breaking up 1-0 in this best of 3 series. It is Black Jackals' game to close it.
Really smart job there on the backside of that fight. Duty actually kills his own teammate to try and get the res. Unfortunately, Black Jackals was paying attention. They basically just killed his teammate for no reason, and now it's unfortunately a 4v2 scenario. It's really just clutch plays, noticing when they could back cap that whole point, and now big breaking with nowhere to heal. Literally the worst possible situation.
Not much of an opportunity, especially when playing up against a squad like Black Jackals. They knew blood was in the water. They are going to take game 2, and they're going to take the first series of the day for the North American Dominion Series Finals. This is a great way to start the series, seeing Black Jackals coming out swinging here. Better Than You, they're going to have to tighten things up moving forward.
Better Than You definitely looked a lot better in that map, but the real individual plays on the side of Black Jackals shined quite a bit. Mo with his anti-gangs, Will Lin though, 13-3, absolutely popping off in those team fights. Just always got his eye on who's in a vulnerable position, able to use those double dashes to cut through and really just make sure that he always is punishing the side of BTU.
Absolutely. A bit of a rough start for BTU, but they are not done. They are down into the lowers now, and we will see them again fighting for their lives down there. But I gotta say, Black Jackals came out pretty much as expected. Very, very strong intro to a team that many believe are kind of the favorites so far coming in here. Did it live up to the hype, do you think, Humanist? They look as you expected?
Yeah, definitely. I think it started off a little bit slow, but it was great to see. I mean, Willen on the Shinobi was just phenomenal, getting a lot of kills and executes as well. It was interesting. We saw his opponent Shinobi doing more rotating, objective taking, whereas he was just like a pure fighting style, taking objectives if he happened to be there, and it worked out really well for them.
All right, well, Mr. Sohinki, why don't we go back into some of those highlights from that very quick series here, and you can walk us through what we should have been looking for, because it was in a blink of an eye.
All right, from moment number 1 and game number 1, it really was all Black Jackals. Sadamago here did a great job in that initial fight, so much so that they were able to turn the 1v1 middle into a 2v1. BTU fought back a little bit. I was actually surprised. I thought this was going to be like game 1 of our first game in the EU series, like a 1300 to 100, but BTU did a pretty decent job of having composure even after such a rough start. There, getting that nice execution from Will Lin, but unfortunately for them, Will Lin does respawn. It's not like you kill him once and he's out of there. He came in, that was the thing I pointed out, where he was kind of faking when he was going to throw those stars and ultimately landing them. Really well done using that to close the kill out. It was just, I mean, it was a masterclass in team fighting here. It was just a masterclass in using your characters. Every single person on, I think that's really what makes Black Jackal so strong. Every single person on the team is just world class. And then going into game number 2, it was more of the same. There were some stumbles. It was BTU winning this initial team fight on C thanks to that rotation from Duty, but ultimately Black Jackals, they showed the best composure here. They came back out strong, and I mean, I don't know what else to say about this team. They're just playing so well.
Absolutely. It was quite the beatdown there that we saw, and time has come to ask if anybody is actually able to give them any kind of fight here. But we will find out very soon as we will find their next opponent as well as Better Than You's next opponent, thanks to our next series. Team Killing Service versus On Flask. Now, there's a lot of players in here. There's a lot of different characters, but I have never forgotten On Flask because these guys live up to their name. The Fire Flasks come out like my redneck wedding. I mean, there's just Molotovs being thrown all over the place down in the deep south. So this is going to be one hell of a match that I'm super excited to see here. Gentlemen, what do you think about the next one? Let's put that last one to rest and think a little bit about what we're in for. We've seen both these teams a lot. Team Killing Service, Humanist, I believe one of your personal favorites. You think they stand a chance in this one?
Yeah, I'm just trying to catch up with what you're talking about, the Molotov cocktails in the South. But,
don't worry about it.
Whatever the case, yeah, Team Killing Service, definitely one of my favorites. You know it. It's no secret. Scorpion's one of my favorite players across all the regions, let alone NA. So a great squad, and I expect them to perform really well today.
Absolutely. Well, let's go ahead and jump into this winner semifinal. It is time to welcome our teams to the arena and get ready to see them take each other apart. And don't forget, chat, by the way, exclamation point TKS or exclamation point OF determine who you think will be winning this fantastic winner semi-final. Don't worry, if you get it wrong, no one's going to make fun of you except for everybody here. Now, map draft coming up. These are the maps that the teams have chosen. So, Hinky, what do you think about these?
It's no secret from the other majors that TKS really likes this 2v2 rotational style, so I'm not surprised to see them pick High Fort or Harbor. Looks like On Flask looking for those team fights, picking Sanctuary Bridge in game number 2, and if they do live up to their name, that makes sense. You know, they want to land a Fury Flask on 4 people and just burn them to a crisp. But basically, it's just going to come down to which team is able to impose their will. TKS, if they're able to force these 2v2s, or On Flask, if they're able to maybe pick out some team fights and just you know, be able to death ball around the map from there.
And here we go for the first time in the Dominion Series Grand Finals today. We will be seeing High Fort. Now, I've got a lot of money riding on TKS, so I'm really hoping to pull it out of the bag on this one against On Flask. High Fort is what is the largest map that we have in the pool here today. You do see a lot of these split fights, as Sohinki alluded to, these 2v2 focused fights, where there's more of a focus on that CMB just because the rotation to that central point. So it'll be interesting to see who wins out in the 2v2 fight.
Absolutely. My goodness gracious. Thank you so much. High Fort, baby boys. Now, you don't see High Fort over in EU. I'm super excited to talk about that. But before, let's get through some stats here. Look at the... Oh, 0-2. Humanist, again, our mathematics expert. What do you think about these stats?
Yes, well, statistically speaking, Slacks.
Yeah.
No, I would say that this looks like the teams that didn't make it to the finals. But this is just their record against the teams that were playing in the finals here. So, you know, it's a little bit deceptive. Ultimately, though, you know, I do favor Team Killing Service. You see that they do have just slightly better stats here than on Flask. But at the end of the day, you know, these are pretty too evenly matched teams.
Yeah. Slightly better beards as well. Very powerful, full facial hair there. I haven't shaved in several weeks, and this is as much as I can do. So, very painful for me. Anyway, let's go ahead and see who is going to win based on Twitch chat predictions here. Okay, that is extremely close. That is much closer than I thought it would be. So
Statistically speaking, Slacks, it's not that close.
Take it easy. Okay, now it's going up. Fine. What do you think, though, Hanky? Team Killing Service? Is this working out for them?
Well, the one thing that TKS does have on their side is they have the exact same lineup that they did in Major number 3. You might think that's a bad thing since that was the one that they lost, but they have had a lot of time to practice together and really tighten things up with some of the newer members of the team. That being said, on Flask is a lot of veteran players. A lot of people really respect Major here. You know, he sees a lot of like Toronto comp resources to go to. Veteran players like Bombino on the team as well now. So I think this is really anyone's match, whether TKS is able to, you know, tighten up what they were losing out on in Major number 3. On Flask, obviously, the veteran players might just be able to carry them to victory. We'll see how it plays out. But if I had to give the edge to someone, I'm going to go TKS.
TKS. Okay. Well, maybe we'll see a more, I'm not going to say competitive, but at least some longer series in this one. It seems like they are, on paper, a little bit more even as well here. But you got to be scared winning this game and knowing what's waiting for you in the next one. Humanist, is this one that you kind of want to, you know, maybe ride a little, you know what, forget it. Let's just find out what's going to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. I've just received word. We're ready to go into the game. Let's check it out. It is Team Killing Service versus, oh, no, you love them. Get those blasts in the air. Your Viking gets your horn. It's on blast. Coming up right now. My view for casters, please take it away.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, TKS looking for the TKO on Flask here. It's the Dominion Series Finals. These teams have ground all year. They've played through majors. They've played through the qualifiers. And now they have to put it all on the line. Team Killing Service, I feel like coming into this one has the edge. So Hinky, you talked about it too. It just feels like they have a little bit of the edge coming into this. They've consistently performed, just to a slightly higher degree. But the question is, have On Flash tightened up some of their mistakes, and can they come out and shake things up here today? It is pretty evenly matched up, and we have High Fort. This is one of the matches we rarely see picked here, and interesting to see it in this first.
At the point something out here, we are seeing a Warlord on the side of TKS. You know, normally something that we wouldn't necessarily be super surprised to see, but in this meta, definitely have not seen it that much. I wonder if this is a map-specific pick. Oh, I was just about to allude to those ledges, but Scorpion getting guard broken in the wrong spot is going to go for a ride, and now Clucky's, who wants to use his abilities to knock people off the ledge, is going to be forced to move back onto C. You see him go for that storming rush there, but ultimately going to miss, and now... Oh! Weed is going to go down as well! I was just going to point out that really the Warlord is who you'd be looking to do these ledges, but now 2 members of Team Killing Service get ledged, and that is a disaster.
Yeah, that's not good. On Flask, coming out hot with a triple cap, 450 points. It looks like they were caster cursed on TKS's side. Rippy doing the full dance, but it's not going to be enough. Flip over towards point A, and Scorpion is holding it down, going up against Fusion. I know Scorpion was the first one to get ledged, I believe, and it looks like off the spawn made his way over to A. They'll get the kill. They'll get a nice execute off of the back of that. And Team Killing Service recapping A. Hopefully this will give them a little bit of breathing room and a second to assess their mistakes over the first 2 minutes of this game.
I really like seeing Scorpion on the JJ. You know, he was the Nobushi player back when Nobushi was in the meta, and obviously some similarities there with the Sifu stance as the hidden stance to Nobushi. So it's good to see him on there, closing that kill out on A, and now TKS looks to hopefully rectify their very early, very bad mistakes.
Well, early mistakes, you know, this is a game that you can get snowballed on, and early mistakes can be a real problem for you. Now, with that said, the game is not a runaway by any means. Team Killing Service have low health bars, but they're getting work done. They have to clear out some of these minions who are chunking them down, consistently interrupting them. It's not what you're looking for if you're Cluckies. You see him just getting hit. One more minion hit is going to go ahead and kill him. Fusion knows this, so Fusion can switch sides, keep the minions to his back, and eventually does take down Clucky's. Just a super awkward position. Clucky's knew if he tried to run, he would just get killed. Now Wheat gets jump kicked from the side. He'll get taken down. That's 3 heroes dead. Team Killing Service across the map. Now 1 will respawn, but 2 executions. And another moment for On Flash to take control of this map.
Rippy looked like he wanted to rotate in the middle, but ultimately saw that his team was losing out. Really smart decision, I think, to just go and boost A, try and hold on to as many points as they can while the rest of Team Killing Service spawns. Really good, really smart play from them. Very much a very controlled play, I'll say. Now Scorpion and Cluckies are looking to take back middle.
Willem taking a big heavy damage as we switch over looking at Cluckies. This Warlord, you know, a hero we didn't see picked in all of EU, actually picked up over here and hasn't done much for them thus far. We watch from the side of Scorpion. Scorpion, he'll slap Willem, looking to target swap, then right back over to Willem. Willem knows that he's going to be attacked consistently from Scorpion if he does try to engage. This leaves him in a 1v1 off the side, gets a nice guard break. Scorpion surprised that he got caught out so hard and will get attacked back to back and dropped on down. Rippy's found Gothic Noir. I think that's Vayne Noir out on the edge over here, and a nice dodge out by Vayne Noir to go ahead and avoid that kick and get the kill there. On Flasker looking very good.
They are looking very strong. Willem able to get peeled out here. Now Clucky's being forced to fight against the Shinobi. Gothic Noir, of course, Vayne Noir trying to back off from this fight now as well. And it looks as though TKS, even though they find themselves pretty far behind, are going to be able to take control of middle, at least temporarily. They had the rotations off of A. This is what they're looking for. Clucky's gets guard broken from behind, though. I didn't quite see who did that, but Fusion here now on this JJ, gonna get peeled off as well. That is 3 different members of On Flask who have been able to back out of this fight. So even though Scorpion and the side of TKS are winning out in this fight middle, they're not closing out any kills, so there's going to be a lot of fast rotations back on the side of On Flask.
Interesting moment, though, for TKS. They're contesting C, they're holding A. There's nowhere to heal on the map for On Flask, and they're going to get knocked off the ledge. This is a big opportunity for TKS if they can go ahead and secure C. It's still contested. Fusion stays alive. It looks like he's going to go down. 1 light will be able to get the kill. They got the guard break. They've got the kill. And that's going to be a reversal, a triple cap for Team Killing Service. I mean, everything just came together for them. And this was, I believe it was TKS, correct me if I'm wrong, Sohinki, that picked this map. And I was wondering, even though it played a little sloppy early on, you know, when is this going to swing around? Because typically when a team picks a map, they have an idea exactly how they want to rotate and seize control.
Yeah, and I really want to shout out Rippy here, making a lot of the smart rotational plays. It was him that held on to A when it looked as though On Flask might triple cap them. And then ultimately it was Rippy that noticed that they had a lot of hurt players and nowhere to heal if he just put pressure onto the C point, was able to rotate in, and now it is the side of Team Killing Service that has complete control of this map. However, On Flask is looking to have something to say about that here on C.
Yeah, On Flask, you know, not leading, but it's a soft lead for TKS at this point. They have to control C if they want to win this fight. It feels like this is actually what it all comes down to over here. Look at these Shinobis just moving around. How fun is that to be able to get in and out of action that fast? Wheat getting the kill on the Willem, Rippy taking down Gothic Noir, and with that, TKS taking potentially control of the game. As we flip back, it looks like A is contested, and TKS, this was kind of a big deal that they were holding down A, and to look over to see Scorpion and Clucky's low health bars, that's not what you're looking for. Clucky's, what are you gonna do? You're gonna jump off the edge? There's nowhere to go, bud. He's got no stamina. All revenge, very important that that's triggered off. Possibly he gets a kill, but at least he's buying time for his teammate. Throws his own, the headbutt into the light. Nice plays, Cluckies. Able to get that there. Now I think they will be able to get the respawn. Oh, actually not, because Wheat made the rotation on in as well.
We're gonna have to do a good bit of anti-ganking here, as I don't think any support is even close by. Gonna eat quite a bit of damage off that guard break, but no, Rippy with another rotation already has the nail bomb as well. See if he looks to use that to try and secure these kills here. He does drop it, and I think that's going to hit one of the members of On Flask. That is going to be a kill there for Rippy on the backside of the fight. The Jean who's gonna go down now. Fusion finds himself in a 2v1. Rippy with these rotations doing such a good job, but they do trigger off the revenge here. This fight is not over if Fusion has anything to say about it. The rotations are coming in on the side of On Flask as well, but Clucky's going to pop the Juggernaut. Look to be really annoying from behind with those headbutts, and I think that they are going to kill Fusion. Yes, they are. Guard break comes in. Raider gets eating so much damage. The Shinobi gank comes in, and now, oh my gosh, Bane Noir trying to hold on to this lead, but look at the point totals here. It is perfectly even. Whoever wins this fight ultimately might just be the team that takes the whole map.
This is absolutely insane. This is what it comes down to, a fight on A. Young Gravity, he's down low. I don't think he's gonna get a revenge triggered off. Oh, and Gothignor comes in with a kick, kicking Clucky's back, healing for his teammate. Young Gravity stays alive. Clucky's will be chopped down. He will be executed. And not the execution, team killing service. Getting just ripped at the end here. On Flask in the most important moment of the game. They're 20 points away from putting TKS into break. There we have it.
I think much like Rippy thought that if he used that nail bomb to get that kill quickly, they would be able to take that point and force the breaking onto the side of On Flask. Unfortunately for TKS, it was the exact opposite that happened. Those respawns happened so fast for On Flask because they weren't able to get any executions. Ultimately, the rotations came in, and now TKS finds himself breaking here. They're going to try and hold On Flask off at the point, but I have to imagine they're not going to be able to force this double breaking, as it looks like Bane Noir, knowing that this is exactly the only way that TKS can get back into this map, he puts himself on the point, and he's going to look to force this fight.
Ooh, nice. Nice chunk damage coming out. Wheat connecting there as well. Now they have been attacked from behind, but they're able to get the kill into Gothic Noir. Deep breath coming in from so he can hear it. He's just holding his breath. Wheat swinging for the fences. Team killing service. They cannot afford to lose anyone, and it looks like they might be doing it right now as Willem gets taken down by Scorpion. Scorpion has phalanx available. I don't know if he's going to go ahead and throw it out here. Young Gravity revenge triggered off. This is dropping down incredibly low as well. What an insane fight on C. C, one of the craziest points in all of For Honor here on this high forward mode. And Young Gravity chopped all down. Scorpion happy to take that one. Team killing service might be losing Rippy here. Rippy shoved up on the side. Can anybody kill for this guy? They get the guard break. Got the war. Top down. Give him a heavy over the top. Oh, he gets the kick. Rippy, what are you doing? Back up, Rippy. I feel like Rippy. Oh, he's gonna sneeze on him. Rippy's gonna die here. There's nowhere for him to heal on the map, and of course he doesn't want to go ahead and rotate. Got the war. Gets the kill. There's nothing Rippy could do. He wanted to just help his teammate. But with this, we have the response. They made their way back out. Scorpion does get the kill on the Gothic War, but you got to feel it's just a matter of time before TKS gets put into the dirt here. On Flask, they will be losing another hero. I mean, I love to see that TKS isn't going down without a fight. They're trying for the revive. It's not going to happen, unfortunately. Maybe if they got one more kill, if they got a ledge, something like that. And I'm surprised that we actually didn't see anybody getting ledged here. Revenge triggered off from Wheat. These guys, I mean, I want to call it that the game's over, but they just won't give up. They keep fighting. If they get 2 kills, they will be able to get a revive.
They actually did it! Are you kidding me? They actually got the revive. Willem being forced to come back in here by himself to try and stop this double breaking, but this really could be them breaking back here. Ultimately, the nail bomb's gonna kill it.
They got it.
They're gonna force this double breaking maybe on the back side, but no, it looks as though they're being challenged maybe by the Shinobi in the back. So they're gonna get this long execution, but they need 7 more points. They need 7 more points. Vayne Noir actually is gonna back off. This is insane. They forced the double breaking. The time resets. It is a 3-3 to close out this game. Scorpion playing out of his mind along with Rippy. Oh, but Rippy's gonna go down. Now a 2v3 scenario, but the JJ and the Raider on the side of TKS are both full HP. This is very doable. This is very doable. It might be smart on the side of On Flask.
TKS.
Please.
Yeah. Okay. This is absolutely insane. And what a place to be having this fight. You can say On Flask are saying, hey, come and get us. Look, Shinobi's not even full health. Just come fight us. Why so fear? Why so scared? TKS. They know that if they go out there and take this fight, it's not an ideal position. Make your opponent come to you. You're not going to get a revive in a 2 versus 3 when they're all there. But this is insane, right? Because there are so many ledge opportunities on C. One slip up, one mistake. It doesn't matter if you've got 1,500 points. If you get ledged, if you go down right here in the team and breaking, this is insane.
I really have to call out Vayne here, who saved the game for On Flask with that 1v3 scenario. He went for the parry, he landed it, and he was able to get revenge and stall out just long enough for his team to come back in and put them into this sort of checkmate scenario. They've made sure to camp the body for that kill, and now On Flask, they're just going to play out the time. Wheat and Scorpion talking things over, realizing that they can't just sit back.
It's time to fight.
They wanted to make sure, all they wanted to do was make sure they boosted that point so that it was On Flask that couldn't unbreak themselves by taking point C maybe behind the fight. So they're just going to go back up to point A and heal. Scorpion and Wheat are going to clear out the minions. They're going to look to make sure that they have the rest of their fleet ready for this fight, and it is going to be a 2-3 for the game on the A point. But no, actually On Flask, maybe an honorable move here, is deciding to go out and take this fight onto B. Gravity looking to maybe get that Fury Flask back, and ultimately, Scorpion wanting to counter with that Phalanx, I'm sure.
TKS have a lot of minions at their back here. I mean, they need to fight, and they need to fight now. But they don't want to make the move just then. Phalanx almost coming up off the CD here. And who makes the first move? So I feel like you need to pull the trigger.
I can tell you exactly what's happening. It's Scorpion and I'm sorry, I'm not remembering. Scorpion and Wheat. They're trying to force the points. They're trying to make sure that On Flask has to come with them by farming these minions in middle, and that's exactly what happened. On Flask now being forced to approach. Scorpion and Wheat both sitting at about half health. Fusion. Oh no, Wheat just gets absolutely obliterated. That Fury Flask comes through as we called it out. The Phalanx not even able to be popped. On Flask with the composure really comes through in clutch in the end. Vayne Noir saving the game by himself in that 1v3 scenario. What a ridiculous way to start this series.
On Flask, on cue, finishing things up with the new Flask right at the end. Let's look. Got the mark. 11 takedowns, 4 deaths. On Flask as well, just really playing incredibly well. Look at Scorpion's renounce, 870 through 777 renounce. I mean, of course, they were alive longer than the teammates at the end. You can tell this was a map that could have gone either way. It was just on taking some important objectives right when it mattered most.
Yeah, we want to take a look right now here at Clucky's sitting at 3 and 5 on the Warlord. This was sort of the left field pick that we didn't see coming. I thought it might just be a map pick. You know, there's a lot of opportunities for ledges on the high court, so it's possible they'll be swapping this Warlord out going into game number 2, but it's also possible that Clucky's just like, hey, this is the hero that I'm comfortable on. He didn't play terribly. I just think that they had such a rough start with all those ledges. Honestly, being able to even break it back into double breaking was ridiculous. And as I shouted out 3 different times now, Vayne Noir saved the game. It really looked like they were going to be able to clutch it out there on point C, but able to stay alive just long enough to make sure that they couldn't force a double breaking at the worst possible time. Wow, I just can't believe that game. That might be one of the best games of For Honor I've ever watched.
Yeah, it was definitely good. Of course, we're watching North America For Honor, so you know you would expect that. So Hinky, I won't tell Vivid Nas. Of course, you know the EU fanboy over there, but yeah, I mean, and that was TKS that had picked High Fort. So now we're gonna go into a map that was not even their preference, and we'll see what they can do.
All right,
Yo,
with
that,
that,
we
Vivid Nas.
Yo,
Take it away.
I'm absolutely sweating after that game. TKS did stumble at the start of the game, but absolutely brought it back in an absolute butt clencher. Okay, of course, Sanctuary Bridge. Usually you get to see the snowballs on this map, so we're hoping to see just as an exciting game as the one that we just had, and TKS need to win this game. Their team fighting potential later on was pretty good. So we're hoping to see a bit more of that here. Hopefully, we don't see Cluckies on the Warlord. I feel like, kind of what the said it there. Might have just been a pick for the map, but hopefully in Section 2 we don't see that. It doesn't really work too well. And of course, we had this Raider on the Star Wars banner. It didn't really fit too well, especially that end game scenario where if he had Fire Flash, he could have done a lot more in that game.
Yeah, definitely really good analysis coming out from Vivinar. Surprisingly, showing us incredible insight. But ladies and gentlemen, it's Sanctuary Bridge time. We saw this in Europe, typically picked as the first map, and it's definitely super snowbally. It's interesting to see it picked up here as map number 2 in North America. And I really don't even have a good feeling about how either team approaches this. What do you think?
It was incredibly even in the team fights. It was incredibly even in the 2v2s. Both of these teams are incredibly evenly matched. This is going to shape up to be a hype series, especially if TKS is able to win.
All right, well, here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. They've got their own home points captured on both sides, and this is where things get typically a little bit sloppy, but you see both teams patient, waiting for the engage, waiting for their opponents to make a mistake and slip up, something that they can take advantage of. And nice job by Willem to get onto Rippy and apply some damage, avoids the kick there as he get back. Nice target swapping gets advantage of. It's actually TKS is really getting the worst of the end of the beat stick here. Who is that? Clucky's dropping first there. And I think TKS is going to get totally shoved back. Fusion is low. Wheat has opportunity to go ahead and